I wanted to tell you a little bit about Universal's restoration program and then a little bit about this film. And as part of our Universal Centennial in 2012 celebration, we announced an expanded effort to restore the Universal Film Library. Since then, we have fully restored 50 titles, which include some of our classics. All Quiet on the Western Front, The Birds, Buck Privates, Dracula and Frankenstein, Out of Africa, The Sting, Pillow Talk, To Kill a Mockingbird, Touch of Evil, Double Indemnity, Holiday Inn, and Spartacus, just to name a few. Thank you. In 2015, we announced our silent film initiative, which was to restore some of the world's most classic silent films, such as The Last Warning, Outside the Law, Oh Doctor, Sensation Seekers, and many more that we're working on. Universal is committed to restoring even more films in the years to come. We are in constant conversation with film archives, festivals, and scholars from around the world. There are certain films that come up all the time. Tonight's film is one of those films. King of Jazz is special for a number of reasons. At its heart, the film is a lavish musical showcase for Paul Whiteman and his orchestra. In Universal's history, this is one of the biggest productions of the time and earned an Academy Award for Best Art Direction. The film introduces a 27-year-old Bing Crosby in one of his first feature film roles. King of Jazz is also one of those surviving two-color Technicolor films in the world. The film was first released in 1930 and then re-released as a shorter version in 1933. Our goal was to restore the original version of 1930, which ran 105 minutes. We started with the soundtrack negative from the Universal Vaults that matched the 105-minute version. This soundtrack served as our template to which we conformed 4 different picture elements used for the restoration. About 60% of the picture came from the original Technicolor 2-color negative that was held by Universal. We undertook a worldwide search for the elements to fill in the missing picture. Most of the remaining 40% of the picture comes from vintage 35mm prints that were held by the Cohen Film Collection and the Packard Humanities Institute at the UCLA Film and Television Archive. One hard-to-find sketch was discovered on a print that was obtained from the Danish Film Institute. In order to retain as much of the sound as possible, any remaining shots that were missing came from stills that came from our Universal Archives group. Once the film was digitally scanned and the structure of the restoration was locked, Universal's restoration team performed color correction, dirt removal, scratch repair, and image stabilization, working in a high-resolution 4K workflow. In addition, the digital audio restoration was conducted using both the 1930 and the 1933 nitrate optical soundtrack negatives. Both picture and sound restoration work was performed at NBC Universal Studio Post, which is our internal facility on the Universal lot. In addition to using our in-house restoration team, we also consulted with experts in the field, David Pierce and James Layton. And because every restoration is a collaborative effort, we'd also like to recognize YCM Labs, Cineric, and Prasad, who also assisted with film evaluation, scanning, and recombining of some of the images. And finally, I would like to thank Randy and the Academy for hosting the West Coast premiere of the restoration of The King of Jazz. We all hope you enjoy it. Thank you.